Hey everybody, Kevin here. So excited to be here with you today for this live stream. As you see, I have a countdown timer going on because we will start the live show shortly. A lot of stuff to talk about today. A lot of Bitcoin news and specifically why I think it's going to pump to 60K sooner rather than later starting this coming Tuesday. So I hope you're having a great day today. Happy Year of the Bull. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm wearing a heavy jacket because it's snowing right here. There's a winter storm through part of the US. Let me know where y'all are checking in from today, how you're doing, and what's on your mind right now in the Bitcoin space. Let me know in the live chat. Can you hear me well as well? Like I said, I'm going to start the show in 6 minutes and 57 seconds now. But in the meantime, how are y'all doing in the live stream? Okay, so much good news. We got Tesla, of course. Everyone's heard about that. We got Mastercard news. We got Canada ETF. We got cities and countries wanting to adopt Bitcoin. It really might go on this super cycle that you might have heard of, right? That means it's not going to be a traditional bear followed by or bull cycle followed by a bear cycle, but rather just on our way to $1 million per Bitcoin. But we have a lot of juicy topics to touch on today. Like you know in this channel, we like to go deep and not just do the cursory stuff that you can hear on Twitter, hear on other YouTube channels, or read in an article, right? So we want to go a little bit deeper today. But I'm really excited to share with you why I think we are headed to 60K. And we already had a pretty big move up about in the last 12 hours, right? Not really sure why that happened, but people are excited. It's a bull market. It's going to rocket more. Hello, Tweety and Lax Lifters. How's it going? Starting in about 5 minutes. Giving some time for people to trickle in right now. And then we will kick it off shortly after. So, finishing up some lotus cake. That's nice. How's it going? And thank you for the super chat, by the way. Just waiting for people to trickle in right now. About 5 minutes until we're getting started. So just stay tuned, strap in, grab a drink. This is going to be a longer one than I did last time. Last time was only about 20 minutes or so. But this time I want to have more conversations with you guys. More thoughts and looking at what you're looking at about what's going on in the Bitcoin space, what's going on in the crypto space. By the way, have you checked out my recent videos about DeFi? I interviewed a guy who works at a DeFi startup, and that was an amazing time. He shared some picks that I ended up buying afterwards on Uniswap. Paid about $40 in gas, which was not so great. But I'm also going to make a video coming out soon about the top 5 picks and dive a little bit deeper into each of those. So while you're here, we got a big jump in people. Welcome, welcome. Please also smash that like button right now if you haven't already. And we will get started in 4 minutes. 4 minutes now, we will get started. And for those of you just joining us, like I said, I'm going to touch on several deep reasons why I think Bitcoin is headed to 60K sooner rather than later because of some big news dropping this coming Tuesday. Okay? So it's so up, Madagascar. Have you thought about dollar cost averaging? We've made several videos about that. I do it all the time on Swan Bitcoin. It's only for US people, but it helps you dollar cost average in a really efficient and hassle-free manner. So I really like Swan Bitcoin, and that is also a great way so you don't have to worry about being so high. You can do a little bit at a time, like $50, $100, whatever, every week, whatever you want. And it's just hassle-free, set and forget. Don't worry about trying to time things per se. If it goes up, then your average cost basis also rises. If it goes down, you can buy at a cheaper price. So that's the beauty of dollar cost averaging. Bifford, checking in from Cincinnati. How's the weather there, by the way? Is it snowing like it is in the south and in the northeast? Tweety, welcome. fairly new. A lot of people are. I was fairly new during the last cycle, so I can relate. I'm in your shoes too. I'm excited to get started in 2 minutes 50 seconds now. Okay, we will get started very soon, and I have like, let me see, I have like 30 tabs open. There's a lot of different points I want to dig into with you guys because it's been such a great week, and I have a hot prediction that I think Bitcoin's going to rocket really soon. So is it time to smash in your cash balance? I mean, I don't want to be a financial advisor, tell you to smash in your cash balance and then it drops, right? That could be a possibility, but I'm really convinced about the data and the info and the events that are going to unfold in this coming week, specifically on Tuesday. By the way, can you guess? Oh, it's Swan Bitcoin. No, it's not a token. It's a service. Just typing it down here in the chat as well. I can see your chats, by the way, so keep them flowing, keep them coming. Smash the like button, and I'm going to try to check it as well. But during the stream that will start in less than 2 minutes now, I'm going to try to just deliver information and stop every once in a while to catch my breath and also check out what y'all are typing in the live chat too. So welcome everybody. Going to get started real soon. LA is nice right now, Ray. I'm jealous. Just a few weeks ago when I was freezing here, it was like 80 degrees in LA, so that's amazing. Steven, how's it going? By the way, if you guys are first-time viewers of this channel, I'm going to start doing more of these live streams for y'all if you like it. So if you do like it, let me know by smashing that like button right now. Do it early and often. And also let me know in my future videos what other content you'd like me to make for you next. And I'll definitely be sure to do so. Right, crypto market's hot. We've been around for 3 years now, but was a little bit slower making content in 19 and 20. So now in 21, trying to ramp things up, get back in the groove of things for you guys. And our motto is deep research, honest opinions, and keep things actionable for you guys. So you can take action, whether it's invest or strategy and so forth, right? All right, getting ready, getting started really soon now. Really soon. I'm excited, folks. Are you excited? Let me know in the comments what's your thought. Let the comments flow free. I will check them every so often, give you a shout out. And let's see, about to get started any second now. And T-minus 10. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right, so the first piece of news is the biggest one. It's Tuesday, right? What's on Tuesday? Well, remember, Tesla filed their 10K with the SEC, and that's how we knew they bought Bitcoin. Otherwise, if it wasn't for this regulation, maybe they keep it private, secret, and we'd never hear about it, right? Until much, much later when they're at like 500x gains or whatever. But the point is that we have a system of laws, and the SEC requires public companies to file so that we can read them and figure out their plans as it relates to Bitcoin. And so they filed already, but let's take a look at what a 10K is. It's a comprehensive report filed annually by publicly traded companies required by the SEC. It's way more detailed than its annual report, and it includes all sorts of information. Long story short, if a company public invests in Bitcoin, then you will see it in their 10K, at least unless they're trying to hide it and break the law. But the reason why Tuesday is important, look at this, okay? Calendar of SEC filing dates. 10K due, where is it? 10K for accelerated filers due Tuesday, February 16th, 2021 for fiscal year ended 11/30/20. So here's the next batch of 10Ks coming out. And then you have some other ones for fiscal year ended 12/31/20 and so forth. But 10Ks roll out in this calendar, right? And another one is 13F, but we're going to get to that in a bit. So my point is 10Ks for Tesla, that's how we found out that they invested in Bitcoin. Now, when other companies follow their lead, they're going to file them too. And then you know, the Reddit sleuths, the Twitter investigators, they're going to go dig through all the public companies' 10Ks and find one. Be the first one to find out which new public company invested in Bitcoin. This drops on Tuesday. That's why the news is going to come out Tuesday. Maybe Apple invests, maybe Amazon, who knows, right? We're going to get into the rumors in a sec. Let me know who you think is going to be the next big public company after Tesla and after MicroStrategy and Square, of course. But after Tesla, who's the next big company that's going to follow their 10K? And we're going to discover on Tuesday that they invested in Bitcoin. Who's that going to be? Who's going to push us to 60K and on our road to 100K, right? Let me know what you think. And another piece is 13F, okay? That's also due soon. Let me see when it was. 13F, also due Tuesday, February 16th for calendar quarter ending of the end of last year, right? So 13F is quarterly report filed by all institutional investment managers with at least 100 million in AUM, or assets under management. So these are your huge funds, your huge hedge funds. And if any of them added Bitcoin into their investments, we will find out then as well, right? 100 million plus AUM. These are big deals, big dogs in the hedge fund space. If they invest in Bitcoin, it's going to be huge news. Not as big news as Tesla, I guess, but still, this next Tuesday is big. So do you want to allocate some more of your fiat and your cash right now to Bitcoin before it rockets potentially? That might be a question on your mind. That's a question on my mind since I have some fiat or cash resting on the sidelines. Not sure if I want to wait to buy the dip or smash it in now because of this upcoming news, right? Let's see. Okay. So also, bigger players, they've been playing games with us. They've been buying using advanced strategies like TWAP. Let me type that into the live chat right now. This is what it's called, time-weighted average price. And you could see this, okay? If you look at various exchanges and you look at the charts, look at these last few candles, right? In the bottom, this volume, it's all flat. These flat 5 things. That means someone's playing games with us. A big player likely spreading out their buys and capping it at a certain amount of volume to not shock the market too much, because if they bought all of that at once, it'd be a huge green candle and it would send the price soaring. It would send bots, retail, a lot of people would send the price soaring, and they wouldn't get as great of a price as if they took their time, did it in chunks, did it slowly, spread it out, cap the volume, right? So these are the kind of tricks per se that institutional investors do. And here's what I showed you last time, time-weighted average price. It is a well-known trading algorithm based on the weighted average price and defined by time criterion. It is calculated for executing large trade orders. So for guppies like us, we don't do this, right? We don't need this as much. But for institutions, for Tesla, imagine, how do you buy $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin without shocking the market, right? They use techniques like this. And so that is what you're looking for in an exchange. This image right here, this is some signs that someone is buying. Someone is going to announce on Tuesday that they bought recently. And so that means you can purchase 1,000 shares, or I guess 1,000 Bitcoins, but spread it out every few minutes for a span of a few hours or a few days, right? You want to not shock the market and try to get the best price. So that is amazing, right? I mean, Tesla was accumulating back in the 30K range, if you remember. They didn't tell us until weeks later, until they had to file with the SEC. And once they did, it immediately exploded up massively, like 10, 15% by now. They're in huge profit. So that's the big question. Who are we going to find out? Who has been buying Bitcoin in the institution space, in the corporation space? And that's also interesting because people have been asking CFOs if they're going to buy Bitcoin. Right here is a segment on CNBC. They asked Twitter's CFO, Ned Siegel, and he said that they've been doing a lot of upfront thinking about potentially paying employees in Bitcoin, How might they pay a vendor in Bitcoin, receive Bitcoin, and have it on their balance sheet? This is a big deal. And yeah, I mean, that is amazing. Twitter's stock also shot up drastically after this, or maybe it's because of their earnings, but people are bullish on that. And it makes a lot of sense because Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter and Square, is a huge Bitcoin bull. And he's been on Bitcoin bandwagon and train for a long time now, investing his own money, having Square supported, Cash App supported, going into Africa to support it, the development of it. So that is really huge. Twitter, we have our eyes on you. Okay, Twitter might be a candidate for the next one to invest their balance sheet like Tesla did. And also, like I said, Jack Dorsey is huge. Him and Jay-Z recently invested $2.36 million, or $23.6 million rather, to fund Bitcoin development in emerging economies like Africa and India, right? So my point is Jack Dorsey has always been bullish on Bitcoin, and that's why Twitter might be a candidate to say that they've invested a big chunk of their treasury as well. And another question is, what about Apple, right? That was the rumor. Apple investing in Bitcoin, especially since Apple is huge and it has like almost $200 billion in cash reserves, one of the biggest cash balances ever. So just 1% is $2 billion in Bitcoin. That's not a lot for them in the grand scheme of things, but that would make a world of difference in pushing the S&P 500 along to have all S&P 500 companies invest in Bitcoin, right? I mean, what do you think? Do you think Apple is going to be one? That would be enormous news. And it's not just us speculating about this. RBC said, is Apple next, right? And RBC is RBC Capital Markets, an investment bank, part of the Royal Bank of Canada. And they told clients that, quote, Apple is poised to take advantage of rising interest in cryptocurrency. They suggest they build a crypto exchange and even put some of their treasury into Bitcoin. Like, I mean, look at it. Apple is huge, right? 4 or 5 days of their cash flow is nothing for them. And that's $1 billion already. If they put that into Bitcoin, that could be a huge deal for the entire space. That's what makes us honestly on the road to 100,000 per Bitcoin. Another funny one though is Uber. Remember this? They asked Uber whether they would consider buying Bitcoin with its cash, and its CEO said no. Dara, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, Khosrowshahi, something like that. My bad for butchering that, but he said no in terms of, quote, we're going to keep our cash safe. We're not cash safe. We're not in the speculation business. The upside in our company is in the business we built, not in the investments we made. He said that, and a lot of people who watched that CNBC episode hated that, right? They were so ripping him apart, hating him for saying that. Look, in the comments, they were saying they lose money. They're like, what cash? Uber doesn't have any cash. They're saying, have fun staying poor, Uber. I know that's a common thing people like to say these days, right? So that's super funny. A lot of people ripping Uber for this. And this was announced. He had that interview on February 11th morning. And then Uber's stock, February 11th, dropped a lot. People said that the dump was caused by them hating on Bitcoin. Can we know for a fact that's the case? I'm not sure. But the fact is, maybe it's a coincidence. If you look at the price chart here, it did drop quite a bit since the CEO went on CNBC and said that they would not be investing in Bitcoin. People are punishing them for that. And is this an opportunity for Lyft, their biggest competitor, to do something different, to do something better and invest in Bitcoin? Maybe Lyft is one that we see announced next Tuesday, along with Twitter maybe. Who knows, right? Let me know what you think. Will Lyft, will Twitter? And these are a lot of the rumors, right? But can you imagine if all the big tech companies, all the big S&P 500 companies did what Tesla did what MicroStrategy and Square did, right? That would be huge, because if you go to this ARK Invest fund report, then let me scroll down, because they're an innovation fund and they have ETFs on all sorts of stuff like electric vehicles, on AI, all that stuff, but they also have a really bullish assessment of Bitcoin. So let me scroll down a bit. Right here, Bitcoin could play a pivotal role as corporate cash, right? And on the right-hand side, this is the important charts right here. Let me scroll up a little bit so you can see it. But hypothetical price increase if Bitcoin were to replace cash on S&P 500 corporate balance sheets. This is what Tesla did. And if they all put 1%, that's about a $50,000 increase to the price of Bitcoin. If they all put 10%, that's a $400,000 increase. And this is just from corporations. This is not including retail. This is not including other nations, cities, countries, whatever, right? So just by S&P 500 would accumulate in 400K increase. This is the road to $1 million Bitcoin. This is the road to a super cycle, right? What do you guys think about that? And I want to touch on MicroStrategy because Michael Saylor, he is the visionary, the godfather of this movement in the corporate space, buying MicroStrategy. He's had conviction like no other, right? And it's really funny because they now are essentially a Bitcoin fund. They trade like a Bitcoin fund. They have so much. Their stock has rocketed. They have bought even more recently, a further $10 million on Bitcoin. This is, so they have bringing its total holdings to over 71,000. Average price paid was 16,000. They are in such huge profit, right? They love it. They're essentially like a Bitcoin fund now. Like, we don't even know what they do really. They are, if you look at their website right here, our mission is to make every enterprise more intelligent with powerful software solutions. They're like a business intelligence services and SaaS company per se, but people said that they make really crappy software and really bad solutions and services. So my question is, shouldn't Michael Saylor just fire that whole, cut down this business? Let's not even play around. Just be a Bitcoin fund and do services for other corporations looking to get into Bitcoin. Hire some Bitcoin fund managers. Hey, I raised my hand. I want to be one. Who else wants to be one, right? And just do that. Just cut the crap. Let's not do any more of this bad software services. Let's just focus on Bitcoin MicroStrategy. Just book it. That's what I'm saying. And the next piece I want to touch on is this Bitcoin ETF was finally approved in Canada. Remember, we've been waiting a long time for ETF in the US. It's been elusive. They have tried over and over. Van Eck, First Trust. A lot of people have tried the Winklevoss twins. SEC has been not nice to us in the Bitcoin space. They've denied us a lot of times. But now the first one in North America came out in Canada. Thank you, Canadians. It's called the Purpose Bitcoin ETF. The first such fund approved by the Ontario Securities Commission gave its approval, as you can see right here. Some things to note. It will invest directly in Bitcoin, not in futures contracts. It will be listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange. They have other data and info you can read, but this may fast track a US one if they see how this performs and it's smooth sailing, everything goes well. Then the SEC will have no choice but to give us our Bitcoin ETF. And what does that mean for you guys, right? That means if you want to invest in it in your stock brokerages, in your IRA, retirement accounts, you can do so on Robinhood even. But we can invest in Bitcoin, I guess, through the Robinhood app as well. My point is, though, you don't need to go through Grayscale, GBTC, and other ones similar like that. You can directly invest in a Bitcoin ETF without a premium, so a better deal for you. And this also opens up for all the traditional money managers to boomers per se, or I don't want to be like hating on boomers per se, but just like, you know, the older generation who don't want to sign up for Coinbase, set up their wallet, do everything like that, right? They can invest in Bitcoin directly, not directly, but easily through an ETF vehicle. And that is super bullish. That is also something that causes this super cycle, right? So what do you guys think about this? If you like this so far, then please smash that like button. We're going to get to the comment section real soon, but give me a sec. We have a few other news that is really big, and I want to touch on about why I think Bitcoin's going to pump to 60K sooner rather than later, right? And in this Canadian ETF, right, it was actually filed and approved in the span of like 2 days. So that was really fast. You can see this picture by James Seifert. He got this screenshot of their filing. So the ETF from decision document all the way from the preliminary prospectus was just a couple of days, but they probably prepared stuff beforehand and knew it was going to come through. So yeah, and also Mastercard letting merchants accept payments in crypto this year. This is huge because beforehand, if you remember, Mastercard had things like WireX and Uphold that were through their partners, but those only covered payment, not settlement. So that means that when you spent crypto, it's converted to fiat before reaching the merchant. So the merchant receives USD, for example. But that is good in some sense, but also bad because that creates sell pressure. So a lot of people are spending their Bitcoin and it gets converted to fiat for merchants. That is sell pressure and the price goes down, or at least doesn't rise as much, right? But now they will have the chance to settle in crypto too, which means they can receive crypto and hold it in their wallets as set up by the Mastercard overall system. This will open up a lot of merchants to potentially accept Bitcoin if they want to. And also some cities and countries getting in. A lot of misconception around this area. We saw some news about Kenya announcing the switch to Bitcoin, but that was actually fake news and from a satire site. So that was a lot of things circulating around in the crypto space that happened, but it actually didn't. Also, Miami Mayor Francis Suarez has been pushing for Bitcoin for the city too, right? And it's like their city workers get paid and pay taxes in it, hold some of their treasury in Bitcoin perhaps. And that was kind of shared in the Twitter sphere as being passed and being official, but that's not quite the case because I did some more digging, and essentially the commission approved the resolution, but it's just to study this further, not actually to take action immediately. So fingers crossed, if Francis Suarez gets reelected or gets an even bigger role, then we have a promising city that may adopt Bitcoin as the first one in the US, right? In the treasury even, that's huge. That's like the city version of Tesla, maybe Miami. We will see. But also Andrew Yang, he said if he gets to be mayor of NYC, he will make it a hub for BTC, other crypto coins. This is really promising. Maybe New York will come first because remember, he was one of the first ones to accept crypto donations for his presidential campaign. And now he is running in the lead, so far at least, in the New York City mayor race. So that is pretty big news. And we will start seeing cities, nations get in the Bitcoin game too. That is when it really runs away to like 1 million per Bitcoin, 10 million per Bitcoin, who knows. But once they get in, they're like the slow adopters, right? You got us first, Tesla and crypto, and Tesla and corporations next, and then nation states, cities, they are like late adopters. So yeah, we're on the road. That's the vision. That's the path per se. So thank you guys for watching this live stream. Now to check out some of your comments, answer a little bit of them, but also be sure to check out our channel more. Please smash that like button if you haven't already. We've made some content on DeFi a lot lately, on DEXs. My last live stream was about Elon buying Bitcoin. We'll try to do this more often for you guys. If you like this, please smash that like button. That'll let me know to do more of these in the future. And let's take a look at some of these comments here right now. Let me switch over to full person. By the way, check out my Dogecoin poster. It's a little bit glaring because it's glossy, right? But yeah, I got a Dogecoin poster. I hope you guys like that. Let me see. Okay, so F2 pool. What is that? Hello, Brave New Order Films. Salute from Vegas. Hello to you in Las Vegas. Uber's headed towards bankruptcy when autonomous driving. Yeah, I think they haven't been able to figure that out, right? So they might be in trouble. Tesla's robotaxis might take over their business. Amazon experimenting with proprietary token. I actually haven't heard that. I need to look into that. I think that's fascinating. I did not even know that. Proprietary token. Uber has no... Yeah, that's definitely true. Yes, Ray F. Dollar cost averaging is buying on a consistent basis no matter the price. So set amount and set schedule, set USD amount, just buy in slow but steady consistently. That has it. So even if you get at the peak, like last time it was 20K, this time who knows, 100K, 200K. If you get in the peak, you will still dollar cost average down and you will get back into profit faster than if you just slammed it all in all at once, right? So that's definitely good to do. Crack down, right? Secretary Yellen to crack down. This was from a long time ago, right? That I heard that she wasn't that bearish on it, and that was like an unfair read on her stance per se. Maybe I'm wrong. I have to look into that a little bit further. But 60K by Tuesday, DJ Spree. I mean, not by Tuesday, but I think Tuesday's announcements from different corporations could set things in motion for another huge pump. Like Tesla pumped us from, what was it, like high 38s to 45s, right? So that was a huge pump. And my point is Tuesday's announcement, the SEC filings from corporations and from big hedge funds could spur our growth into on the way to 60K, if not immediately. And I'm not really a technical analyst, so I can't tell you about like the lines getting rejected, but I'm more so saying this on like a fundamental and news level. It's bull market news has not been good news has not been in short order at all. Anyways, I had a great time doing this with y'all, and like always, I am going to try to do this more often. Please smash the like button, share this channel, trying to get this really big, much better, deep content, actionable content, and insights that can make a difference for you rather than just regurgitating like moon missions that everybody can do, right? All right, I'm Kevin. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch y'all next time.